And Chris and I started the show off a few hours ago talking about Emmitt Smith, who I don't know where he got the moxie and the gall and the nerve to say that Dak Prescott should consider taking less money, a hometown discount, and especially for a guy who held out in order to get paid by the Cowboys. He's got some nerve. Listen to what he had to say about Dak Prescott.
Dak has to understand and maybe take another perspective. The perspective may not be all the money that you get. It may be how much of the money you're willing to leave on the table, because the Cowboys is a marketable organization.
And so if you got all that extra money, that's
so
not
if you are the face of the franchise, would it not, instead of taking 35, would you take 28 and leave some for Amari and pick up the other 35 through endorsements?
What? Stop it, Emmitt. What are you talking about? That's not Dak Prescott's problem. They have a general manager. They have a capologist. They have an owner. Let them figure it out. I'm not giving you no hometown discount. What's Tom Brady belly aching right now about? Oh, for 20 years he took less. He never got paid to be the superstar quarterback.
How'd that work out?
And hey, Tom Brady should have.
He's the GOAT. That's how
he
worked
ain't the
out.
GOAT. He ain't the GOAT when it comes to letting his other teammates down
He's
and
still
players.
Filthy rich.
Tom Brady made a mistake and he knows it.
Really?
You're giving these owners a discount for what?
Stop it.
You know I'm right.
You ain't right. The only thing
Smith has some nerve to tell somebody else, mess with another man's money. Worry about your own damn money and not Dak Prescott. I don't care that you play for the Cowboys. I don't. You shouldn't. That guy's money should not be in your mouth to tell another man to take less money. How dare you?
The only thing you're right about is that Emmitt Smith isn't the proper messenger, because he himself held out for every last dollar. He held out for as much money as he could get. He sat out the first 2 games. They lost him, and he comes back with a new deal.
And that's the only way he got the deal. You know it, because they lost the first 2.
So in that regard, and again, talking about another man's money, I'll agree with you on that too. But I'll just say in theory, not in necessarily just to Dak Prescott, but just in general, I have no problem. Now, the discount he's talking about is a little steep, is a lot of steep, 35 to 28. That's steep. That makes me think that Jerry Jones got you on strings and you're the puppet, okay? However, I do agree with the sentiment, and I got no problem with a player taking as much money as he can get. But I also have no problem with a player taking a little bit less so that he can keep some of his other top flight teammates and have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl. And to say it's not my problem, it's the owners are mega rich, they making way more money than us. Yeah, you're right in general, but in the real situation, you can't say that because it's a salary cap. Now, if the bigger issue is we're going to fight in the next collective bargaining and we want to erase the salary cap or get it really spiked up to a higher level, that's a different argument, and I'd be fully with you.
Yeah, but Chris,
I got no problem with if Dak Prescott were to say, you know what, my market, I could get 35, but I'm going to take 32 so we can take care of Amari Cooper and Byron Jones and some of these other guys, and we can come back a better team with a better shot at winning the Super Bowl. It's not as easy as saying and shouting and sticking out your chest, it's not my job, it's Jerry Jones. No, there's a cap, Rob.
No, but Chris, you're missing the point.
Spin.
Does Jerry Jones go to him when he's ready to release a player because they don't want to pay him? Do they go to Dak Prescott and go, hey, Dak, what do you think about this? We got to let this guy go because he makes too much money. We know he was productive last year, but we can't afford him anymore.
To do with anything?
I'm just talking about, why does Dak have to worry about that? They don't ask him when they're ready to release a player. So why does that? No, it's
that's
not.
All you got.
That's what I got.
That
because
makes no
it makes
sense.
no. Yes, it does.
It does not. Dak is up right now.
Dak doesn't have to.
Is up.
We doesn't have to help out Jerry Jones. That's his job. Let them figure it out, Chris. That's all I'm saying.
You're just yelling and screaming without
I'm trying to
logic.
I'm trying to help you out because you don't get it.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
you don't get
I'm
it.
fine. I get
You're
it
the only
plenty.
guy. Yes, you don't get it. You always talk about giving up money. Giving up money for what?
Go ahead.
It doesn't make sense.
No, go ahead. You got the next 10 minutes.
Why should Dak give up money? It doesn't make. The market value says 37 to 40. That's what I want. Why won't you pay me what the market value is? I don't care about your finances. If you didn't work the cap right, that's on you.
Go ahead.
That's it.
I'm done. You won't let me speak.
Mic drop.
Go ahead.
There we go. All right.
Keep talking. Yeah, you going to let me speak, I'll speak. But if you're going to keep yelling me down, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just
you can
take a
talk
second.
now. I'm good.
I mean, come on, Rob. This sports is different than other aspects of life because there's a winning component. There's a salary cap. Now, I get it. If there's no cap, then let everybody take as much as they can get and y'all figure it out with the other players. But there's a cap. We got to fit everybody under the cap. And now I know there's creative ways around it. So if I'm Dak, I'm like, hold on. Before I'm thinking about taking a discount, let's exhaust all these other ways around the cap. Because if you can sign Byron, if you can sign Amari, if you can keep the offensive line intact, keep Zeke, and work around the cap and I still get paid, then yeah, give me market value, give me my last dollar. But if all of that's been exhausted and we can't do it, and the difference between me making $35 million a year and $32 million a year will keep the team together that I like. If I like these parts, that'll keep the team together. It'll get us to pay Amari. It'll enable us to keep the offensive line and the defense intact. Then I would be willing to do it. Because whether I make $35 million a year or $32 million a year, myself, my wife, my kids, their kids got enough money for the rest of their lives to live lavishly. And beyond that, as Marty, our caller from Kentucky, said, it's a smart investment. If I stay in Dallas for $35 million, but we have to lose a lot of the players and we're not as good of a team, that hurts my off-field marketability. But if we're a better team, we're in the playoffs, deep in the playoffs every year. Maybe we win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl.
They didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Now I got more endorsement opportunities and I'm making much more money off the field. That's all I'm saying. These dudes are filthy rich regardless.
They're not filthy rich. They make what the market allows. It's based on economics, Chris.
They're not filthy. You just said they're not filthy rich.
But no, not based on the
You're
business.
You're not thinking
not
straight.
The business, not the business that they're in, the amount of money that's being generated. They're getting a portion of it.
That's not.
They deserve
that doesn't affect whether or not they're filthy rich.
If that's the case, then he should take $10 million. He can live on $10 million. Why shouldn't he take 10, Chris?
Obviously,
what's
you
the
didn't
difference?
Listen to a,
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Stop it, Rob. Quit interrupting me.
I don't understand it.
Go ahead.
What's the difference if you're saying he's filthy rich? $10 million, he's filthy rich. Why can't he take $10 million instead of 32? If it doesn't matter with the money, why can't he take 10? He can't live on $10 million?
You done?
Yes.
All right. The difference, if you listen to what I said, instead of getting all in your feelings and sticking your chest out and trying to be all loud and bold, the first thing I said was Emmitt's stance, $35 million to $28, is too steep. I said $35 to $32 million. A little bit. I'm not giving up $20 million, $25 million a year. Because there is a huge difference between $10 million a year, which is really $5 million a year after taxes, and $35 million a year. But the difference between $32 million and $35 million isn't so steep. That's all I'm saying. Michael Jordan was not the highest paid player on his team ever until his last 2 years with Chicago. And he won plenty of championships and still ended up being mega rich because of all the money from the championships that he made off the court.
Funny, LeBron James is making max money. Doesn't he make max money?
But hold up. When LeBron went to Miami, he was willing to take less than the max. The The only reason he got the max in Miami was because Cleveland buckled and said, you know what, if he's leaving, we'll do a trade. And that trade enabled Miami to pay him the max. But LeBron was willing to take less, and his statement to me privately was there's nothing you can do with $18 million a year that you can't do with $16 million a year.
And what is
they're absolutely right.
So why is that not the case now? Why does he have to have the max now then?
He decided he wants the max.
Oh, okay. All right.
He decided as the best player in the world, and that's everybody.
He has companies, businesses. What does he need money for?
When you ask me questions, you don't let me answer. Do you want the answer or not? He decided he's the best player in the world, and as the best player in the world, he has a responsibility to the other players to take the most. Dak Prescott ain't the best player in the world. He ain't the best quarterback in the world. He ain't a top 5 quarterback at this point. And Tom Brady taking less money, it helped him win 6 Super Bowls, helped him become regarded by most as the GOAT, and he's still rich beyond his wildest dreams. I'd rather have that and a little less money than a little more money, but no, not the Super Bowls, not the GOAT title, and all that. So I'm with you on that. Emmitt ain't the right messenger. And I'm not taking a humongous pay cut. And if we look at the numbers, we look at the loopholes, and you can pay all the guys that we want back without me taking a cut, then do it. And I'm not taking a cut. But if everything's been exhausted and I got a chance to, I think, win a Super Bowl, if we can bring these guys back, then yeah, I'll take a little bit of a haircut.
All right, we'll agree to disagree. I'd love to hear what other people say.
In other words, mic drop.
Byron in San Antonio, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Byron?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Chris? I appreciate you guys taking the call. Just want to chime in real quick, man. When you factor in how many years and how much hard work Dak has put into his craft, how could he not demand market value, at least market value? He's only got a short amount of time in his life to make this much money. Dak's got to take the money. Sorry, Chris. I'll listen to your response off the air.
And here's the other part, too, Byron. The contract's not fully guaranteed. God forbid he gets hurt or something. I just wouldn't do it. If you gave me a fully guaranteed contract, but that's not what they're giving out. Kirk Cousins got one, but most people don't get one.
Well, you could do a deal, too, where you get more bonus guaranteed up front. I mean, we've seen that, too. You know, where you could take, you know, maybe your annual salary is a little less, but your guaranteed money is more. Maybe you might even be the highest paid guaranteed money in the league. And I'm not just saying just take less money to take less money. I'm just saying if it's the only way to keep some of the guys you want, I would do it if it was only a little less.
All right, Joseph in Virginia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Joseph?
Good evening, fellas. How are you?
All good.
Good. I have to say, fellas, he can't take all the money. He's lucky they don't ship him to Detroit for Matt Stafford. I'm sorry, but you can't handicap your team in that fashion. If you guys are championship ready, you have a...
They didn't make the playoffs. Stop saying championship ready.
That's why they are championship ready. They didn't have the coach, Rob. That's why Jason Garrett is gone.
You really believe that? That's funny because Jason Garrett was the coach when they won 2 out of the last 3 NFC East titles. Wasn't he the coach?
But he couldn't get them over the hump.
But was he the coach
You
there?
know, Rob, he was a problem.
Exactly.
All I know is Dak didn't throw a touchdown in the biggest game of the year in Philadelphia. Thanks,
the coaching
Joseph.
wasn't right.
Appreciate it. Richard in West Virginia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Now you throw one of you two throw out the number of $35 million, and he should take maybe a couple million less. But then you said it's not fully guaranteed. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but if I just focus on the $35 million and him taking $2 million less, he ought to take $10 million less, $15 million less. What are you going to do? I just wonder about that. When they get all that type of money, I guess you got maybe 10 or 15 million taken out in taxes. But if you still have $20 million, what are you going to do with all that money?
Jerry Jones spent $200 million on a yacht. What does he do with his money? What does that have to do with anything else? What?
I disagree with the caller on that. I mean, when you're talking about it's one thing a few $1 million less, but $10-15 million left, 50% of what you really should be getting, that's just too much. And remember, when these guys retire, they're young. They're 40 at the oldest for most people, other than, Tom Brady and Drew Brees, or even if they play 45 at the oldest when they retire. You got to live off this money the rest of your life. And I know it's plenty, but I'm just saying this is why they try to make as much as they can when they play. I'm just saying a few million here or there less is not going to make a huge difference. 10, 15, 20 million, yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Mike in New York, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah, what's up, you guys? What's up, Go Parker?
What's happening?
Yeah, it's weird because I agree with both of you. I feel like Dak is being really selfish right now, but at the same time, I feel like it's unfair to ask for a discount because they have it. It's not like the cap song. They actually have it. They can give
well, do they have it under the cap? And how's that affect Amari Cooper and other guys you might want to keep?
But
that's the thing.
But when you look at their cap situation, they have enough to give them 40. They'll have to let Byron Jones go. But they'll franchise tag Amari.
Right, they just
franchise. And pay Amari next season. So they got it.
I'd like to keep Byron Jones.
But dang, he need all that, Chris? I thought he was like, what's going on?
You thought he was what? Everything? Did I ever say it was Aaron Rodgers? Did I ever say it was Patrick Mahomes?
I thought he was going to be elite. He need everybody to stay.
He need help, yeah. He need just like Aaron Rodgers needs help, as great as he is. Because what's he won? What's he won since 2010? No. Don't challenge me, son. You will regret it.
All right, let's go to Coop in Seattle. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Coop?
Hello?
Yeah, what's happening?
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello? Hey, you guys, Rob, I'm totally with you. But Chris, I understand. But here's my question to you guys. Couldn't they have paid Dak earlier, like maybe his third year in, gave him a decent contract, and then we wouldn't be talking about this?
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible.
I mean, think about it, Chris.
But
it's also,
hold on, it's also very possible that Dak, because he and his representatives have foresight. And they are saying, look, the cap is going to go up big time. And so don't look at what market value is right now, 35. I'm looking at it. I want my contract to be legit in 3 years, too. And so there's no reason to think he wouldn't have had that mentality had he done it after his third year. Because he was, in some people's eyes, he was in better position after his third year because he at least was coming off a playoff berth.
Albert in Florida, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got,
guys.
Albert? How are you?
How you doing? Hey, Chris, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Listen,
Thank you, man.
I'm from Baltimore, and I'm a Ravens fan, and I saw what Flacco did because he took all the money. Zach, shame on him because, listen, his first year he made over $30 million. He's set for the rest of his life. He lives in Texas, where there's no state income tax, for God's sakes, so he's got a bonus rate there. Look, when they take this big contract, he gets a big salary, and he starts getting knee operations because all his linemen are going. It's a team sport. He's already going to be rich as hell. He's greedy. It's like Wall Street all over again.
He ain't greedy, man. That sounds
He's
like
greedy.
Come on, Rob, I'm not buying that. That sounds
$33 million. You can't live with 33.
No. If the market value is $35 million, and it's call a guy greedy because you're just jealous because that's what he's able to earn.
Jealous. Look,
yes, you are. How is he jealous? How is he greedy?
You gotta have the people behind you. Tom Brady, I know you're doing Tom Brady. Tom Brady's smart because he took less money. He got, 6 Super Bowl rings, 5 Super Bowl rings. And guess what? He can walk because he took less money, so all his teammates, they can bring people in.
Why is he belly aching about his money now?
I don't think he's belly aching.
He's belly aching about the money now. That's a story that I read.
There's also
from
a story
Adam Schefter.
Adam
Schefter, that's what I read the story from. I'm just telling you.
He's greedy. He's got. He goes to Mississippi, man. He has a great career.
Let me tell you something.
He's got a great life ahead of him.
You know what you're worth in life? You know what you're worth? You're worth what someone's willing to pay you. That's it. If somebody's willing to pay me $5 to do the radio show, then that's all I can make. If they're willing to pay me $500,000 to do the radio show, then that's what I'm worth. You're
Your
worth what
ain't
somebody's
based
willing
on-
to pay you.
Your worth ain't based on money anyway. Your worth ain't based on
I'm talking
money.
about a job when they pay you.
That's all I'm saying.
They give actors $20 million to do a picture in 3 months. Are they worth that? Are they worth?
It's
Yeah, they're worth it because
interesting.
someone's willing to pay it.
It's interesting that the GOATs, in most people's estimation, Jordan and Brady weren't overly worried about making every last dime.
And so Michael Jordan could have still made $4 million his last 2 years, but he got $65 million.
And there was no cap
because he wasn't worried about it, but he wanted 65. Why not?
There was no cap either.
No, but the point is he still wanted it, Chris. He had the Jordan.
There's nothing
he
wrong
was
with-
making money. He still wanted it, and you know why? Because he earned it.
There's nothing wrong with wanting it. But if it's going to affect your team, and it didn't affect his team, that's why he was like, I'll take it. Because it didn't affect the team, and they still won championships.
It didn't affect his team when he was making $4 million. They could have paid him more money, right?
He wasn't worried about breaking his contract. Oh, I'm clearly he was worth more than $4 million a year at that time. Clearly, he should have been the highest paid player on the team. But he was concerned about winning, and he still ended up rich beyond all of our wildest dreams. You done? We done?
I've
with
been
the callers?
done. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
done.
you're right about that.